Good evening, good evening. TGI Friday. It is a festive Friday because today is all about you. You setting the standards high, you establishing what your level of comfort and self-love and self-worth is all about. Because only you know you. And there's a lot of people out there that want to assume they have an idea of who you are, what you're all about. They project all their stuff on you based on all their experiences in their lives, the people they've encountered, the people that have shaped and molded them. Because we can only know from our own personal experience. So we all do it. It's no surprise, and we're not immune to judgment or discernment. The difference is recognizing what is it that's your truth and what is your fear, right? Because truly the difference between our true nature and everything else that comes out of us stems from underlying fears. Fears that we're not good enough, fears that we're not lovable enough, fears of rejection, fears of abandonment. Many of us, I know myself, we fear that which we also do. So what we claim to dislike, we will do first so that it doesn't come back at us. But that again, it's a form of passive aggressivity. And if you read the post earlier and talking about how in my life, there have been a lot of people told me, you're high maintenance, you're too much, you're spoiled, you're this, you're that. That was what they were projecting upon me. They had no idea who I was. They didn't know what experiences I had had in this life. They don't know what I've endured and what traumas and pains and sufferings I've had. They assumed things based on what they saw me as from their experiences through their filters and perceptions. So we only see people as we are. We don't see people as they are. And in order to be able to truly see a person for who they are, we have to know who we are. You can't know another if you don't know yourself. So, if you are tuning in tonight, let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. I don't always know who all is with me. If you're in Florida, I want to know who my locals are and how you're doing on this fabulous Friday and how you are maintaining your high standards. Are you setting them? You establish them and you need to maintain them. I know for myself, it also takes constant dedication, devotion, awareness of where I'm at in the moment to know where I need to be or where I've been or where I'm going, right? It's all the divine flow. Like, the only way you can know where you're at is to see where you've been and to jump on this moment and be present, right? This is what my workshop coming up is all about, mindfulness in the moment, because you are the gift when you are fully present. And that's what you will find the more present you are right here and now in this. So setting a standard. How many of you out there have been told, you're too much, you're too this, you're too that, you are high maintenance, you are so spoiled? Who are they to judge? You ain't the boss of me. And by the way, here's the big response I always gave was, I'm high maintenance. Well, as far as I understand it and I know, I maintain me. So if I'm high maintenance to somebody else, what is it to you? And first off, it's none of your business. But I understand where that statement lies. I understand what is behind that. I can't keep up with you. I'm not worthy is what I hear when I hear something like, if someone tells you you're too high maintenance, you're too much of something, they're not enough. Not enough for themselves. And so that's a compassion I had to learn over time. Right, Sandy? That I want to hold that person in the proper space, but not allow them to take me out of mine and my sacred space. Because it's passive aggressive to tell somebody there's something that has this connotation that is wrong with them, just to bring yourself up and make you feel better and more comfortable in your own skin. A lot of people do that. That's what bullying is. Bullying is the underlying current of a bully is they don't feel worthy. So they try to cut people down, to bring them down so they can feel that, okay, at least you're not all the way up here so that I don't feel small. Because I already feel small, and if somebody else is bigger and better or greater or whatever their perception is that takes them out of feeling powerful, I mean, we're all powerful, they will try to find a way to elevate themselves through that experience. So I think we've all done it to some degree, right? You know, it really is a level of respect. If you respect yourself, others will respect you. But this is the lesson and the blessing in life, and it is simply a test. This is the test of the emergency of life. Are you willing to recognize your worth and your self-love, that you deserve happiness, and that nobody else dictates that for you but you? And so if you allow someone out to drag you out of your peace, basically you're giving your power away to them. You're handing it over. You're giving them that piece of you. That is, again, going back to maintaining and establishing those high standards of you. You don't need to give that away to anybody else. We have a hard enough time trying to keep the dialogue within our heads elevated, positive, uplifting in such a way that when we stand in our truth, when we establish who we are and we live by example, inspiring others through the way we respect and show up for ourselves, you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Number one, you are your own constant authority, and you have the choice to be in your power or to give it away at all times. It's just the unfortunate thing is in this society, we have been taught, we have been dumbed down to believe that we have to do something to deserve. We have to do something to deserve respect. We have to give something to get something. That in itself is giving your power away, isn't it? Thinking you have to meet a criteria to receive anything in life. When in reality, we are worthy and deserving of everything that we want, wish, and desire. It wouldn't be such if it weren't for the fact that we came into this life, into this physical body, with the soul that had a plan, had an agenda, and said, listen, I want to have these experiences. If you didn't think it up, then what makes you think it isn't possible? So hold tight to the vision. Hold tight to your standards. Hold tight to being deserving of happiness and the freedom to enjoy, to be in joy, right? Life is too short and it is too precious. And again, when we go back to when someone asks you that question or says that statement that, oh, you have high standards, oh, you are high maintenance, remind yourself, oh, wait a minute. What a beautiful reminder. Thank you for reminding me that I set priorities and I'm the number one priority, correct? So if somebody turns around and says that to you, you can immediately be not on the defense, but on the active response, right? Of, thank you. Every once in a while, it's nice for somebody to remind me that I do make myself a priority, and that you saying I am high maintenance is sharing with me, and I'm sorry for you, but I bless you along your path, that you yourself must not have them for yourself, because they may seem excessive to you, but at least I know I'm being true to me and honoring and respecting that within myself. Because I've experienced where it's been a way in relationship for men to kind of weasel their way in and see if you're willing to lower that expectation or that precedence or the standard that you've set. And that when you turn around and they try to say you're high maintenance, this is my experience, if you allow them into your life, they will try to cut you down, sometimes slowly, and it's a baiting tactic, and try to control you and make you doubt yourself and your standards, right? How many of you ladies out there have experienced this? Anna, Lynn, hello, Sandy. It takes a little bit sometimes, doesn't it? We have to go through these experiences in order for us to recognize that's what that was all about. That person was trying to make themselves feel better, looking for basically, they were predators preying upon someone else because they'd been preyed upon. It's a learned behavior, and that which is done unto us is usually what we do unto others, sometimes unconsciously, and we don't understand it until we go through it and we go through this healing process. So when someone like that shows up to you in your life, you can at least recognize that that person clearly has, again, hidden, unhealed wounds and pains and traumas in their life, and they're not thinking to heal that. They're just trying to find external ways to control and distract themselves from that. It's that external focus. If we're so fixated on trying to control and play the puppet master of the game around us of life, then there's an internal thing that's going on that's clearly out of control, right? This is how the dynamics psychologically do occur. The internal chaos, it wants to go outside and say, let me get this all fixed because it'll make me feel like I was better about myself on the inside. It'll take me away from and distract me from what's really going on inside of me. Because that's the real issue, is the healing has to be confronted inside. We have to go within so we don't go without. Life is not about how many toys we can amass and how much we can make it look pretty on the outside, but feel good on the inside. We want to feel good. We want to feel worthy. We want to feel love. But if we're not harvesting and nurturing that within ourselves, that external stuff, it's going to look ugly even if you think it looks beautiful. And people can see through that. People can see you for who you are and where you are simply because you cannot force happiness. You have a natural glow, a natural rhythm, a natural flow. When you are in your divine, deserving, seriously, your true nature of love. When you feel good on the inside, everybody around you, it's infectious, it's contagious. There's this like, hey buddy, how many of y'all have felt like all flirty, you know? I know Tom and I have been kind of going through this past couple days. We're feeling extra flirty. I'll put that out there. And it's because when you start to clear up things that maybe were, you know, like you get those rubs. And everybody's going to go through this. All your relationships are going to have that little rub. Just because you need a polishing, diamond darlings. We all need a polishing. And everybody's serving us. So no matter what they are doing, what they're saying, it's gonna serve you because it's gonna polish you brightly so you can shine your light. And the more you're willing to allow people to polish you, rub you, what may feel uncomfortable, you'll be able to find, oh my gosh, that's from this situation. You can actually trace it back. If it triggers you, it's because it's coming up for you to heal it. Whether it's somebody making a comment to you or about you. Another beautiful quote, or that was put out there in a meme today. Karma. Gossip is you clearing the karma of the person you were speaking about because they're not present. And guess what? That's creating karma for you and clearing karma for them. Think about that. So if somebody's talking about you, they're clearing your karma for you, right? And if you're talking about them, you're clearing theirs. But you're creating your own. Nobody wants more karma, right? Nobody wants any more suffering. I don't want any more suffering. had plenty in my life. I'm all about the happiness and the joy. And tonight that's all the dance is about. We're going to ease into the grace, the natural flow and order of life. Life is beautiful. I have to go back to, again, this flirt, though, because all of our relationships are there to serve us, to remind us that life is about dancing. You're going to have partners. You're going to move from one to the next. And I'm not talking about relationship, intimate partners. I'm talking about your best friends, your family members, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your cousins. We're all dancing from one to the next. It's a waltz, but we're handing off, right? And each time you hand off, you're going to be exposed to another opportunity for growth and another opportunity for serving. You're going to show up to them and you may be teaching them about themselves through the experience of interacting, and vice versa. And how mindful you are in the moment and present you are as the gift will show you get to firsthand witness it. Not too many people are really that tapped in and tuned in to the moment enough that they can allow themselves to see what is transpiring at the time. Quite often we're a little bit numbed, aren't we? And we just kind of walk through life forgetting that we walked past this or we walked past that. And when we do, we missed all the beauty of tonight. I'm walking Buddy along Edgewater Drive and there's a dock out from the street, and on that pier, on the end of the pier, is the blue heron has just jumped out of the water and shaking its feathers off, the wings, and just and I looked over and I said, thank you. That was a beautiful display. And I appreciate you. Because the first thing I hear is my mom was dropping in to just say hi. Because that's how mom shows up, is she shows up in nature. Butterflies and birds and dragonflies. And to me, that's a gift. And if I'm not present in the moment and witnessing what's going on around me, just being fully engaged with all of my senses, then I'm going to miss out on the beauty of this moment, the gifts in the present. And I'm also a gift for someone at times as well, I believe. I like to think that because I notice that everybody who shows up to me is a gift. And to me, that's beauty in the delighting of just engaging and interacting. And, I've got Buddy down here at my feet. And yes, there's a slight distraction because I'm like, okay, I'm watching him, making sure that he's not doing his licky thing, but he's also trying to get comfortable. But he's also teaching me, as most pets will do, there's all sorts of stuff that they can get into and they get excited about. I think there's also something up above in this tree that keeps throwing these little acorns down, because there's acorns and seeds right here. You see this? They're popping out. They're falling down to the ground. And that's all part of this moment, right? There's cars driving by, hence the headphones, because otherwise it'd be even a little noisier. There's the cars driving by. There's people on the path walking and riding their bikes. The sun is setting, and I know you can't see this as clearly because between the trees there is a sunset over my shoulder. Sunshine on my shoulder makes me happy. Hi Colleen, how are you doing? And another thing to be mindful of is those of us living in Florida. When we walk along the water, for those of us who recognize what is going on here in our state, it does bring tears to our eyes because we're used to the beauty of clear skies and fluffy white clouds and rainy afternoons, normal showers, and then we see our waters are polluted to the point where I haven't even been to the beach. And even tonight I'm looking at the water and it's all murky and mucky, and there's a smell that's not pleasant. And you have to be careful about your pets getting into it. These are the things that, you have to also be mindful of what's going on in the world, but not let it take you out of your peace and out of your joy. And I think as a collective, the big thing about setting high standards is to recognize that we all, the more we unite, united we stand, divided we fall, right? That makes a whole lot of sense when you really sit with the words. Don't allow others to take you out of your power, but also don't let politics and the stuff that's going on out in the media take you away from your brethren. And I say that in the sense of love your neighbor just as much as you love yourself. Even if you disagree with them and you don't agree with their choices, we all deserve that kindness and compassion. And when you set a high standard for yourself and you maintain that, you have to also honor the standards that others have set for themselves. And you may not agree with them. You may think they need better, they deserve better, but maybe they're just not in that space. And you cannot enforce yourself you can't force your opinions and your ideas upon someone else. Because when you do that, again, just like the karma, you're taking yourself out of your personal power and trying to control the externals again. So you sometimes have to re-corral your mind. Bring yourself back to the moment again. Am I trying to fix someone else? Ooh, let's go back within me. Why am I trying to fix someone else? How is that going to make me feel better about myself? Because that's the bottom line. That's why we think we can fix others, is to distract ourselves from working on whatever it is that's within us that needs attention. And so, and I've said it before, and I learned this in Beyond Addiction, it was subtlest form of control is thinking you know better for someone else, or you're going to try to help them or fix them, right? And that's humbling, because that also shows that you're not loving them as they are. And when we really bring up the golden rule, yes, Barbara, this is always deep, right? Bulldozer deep is how I like to say it. So we start digging the layers, right? When we really think about it and we go into our own stuff and we're trying to control someone else, it's really because something we feel uncomfortable with ourselves. And we want to feel comfortable, so we think if we fix the outside, it's going to make us feel more comfortable inside. But if you're not already comfortable with your inside, it's going to show up in your outside. And that's the irony. Because what you're trying to control on the outside is exactly where you need to go within and confront what it's bringing up. And when you can be good with your dark and your light will shine even more bright. Ooh, I rhymed. I love it when that happens. See, now that's a gift of my mom. I was looking through one of her journals earlier today when I was sitting in my meditation just to reflect. And my mother taught me the gift of words and the beauty and how we can harness and really play with them and really see the interplay of words and the harmony and the vibration, that when we choose our words properly, that's how we can manifest abundantly everything that we want, wish, and desire. Again, where attention goes, energy flows. And when you choose your words properly, you can bring in more of what you want and not what you don't want. So those of you who haven't already done it, check yourself whenever you hear I don't want this. Swipe that off, right? If you Tindered, swipe left. I think it was left, I don't know. I didn't do it very long. And come back to I want. And learn. If you have to, sit down with a piece of paper and say, this is all the stuff I'm aware I don't want. And if you got a whole long list of that and a short list of what you do want, that means your attention is really drawing in more of the I don't want. That's a perfect manifestation tool right there. That's a gift. It's very simple. Sit down on a sheet of paper, all the things you don't want. Then on another sheet of paper, all the things you do want. Notice which list is longer. The longer list is the list that you're probably drawing to you the most, because it's probably the one you're most fixated with, and you don't even realize, because it's so fresh in your mind, it'd probably come out easier than the I want list. Right? Yeah. So here's a suggestion too. Once you're done doing that, and after you realize, ooh, that's humbling, that list was easier than the I want list, right? After you're done with that, go back to the I don't want list and change everything to I don't, to the opposite of whatever it is you don't want, and replace it with okay, well, I know I don't want that, but here's the opposite of what it is that I do and what it is I do want. Oh, oh! Okay, now I got a buddy over here. Come here, baby. His leash fell off. Come here, baby. Everyone want to say hi to Buddy? Come here, Buddy Boo. There's my baby. He says, I'm ready to go. See, he knows what he wants. Animals are so simple. They can teach us so much. He wants to check everything out. There are horseshoe crabs over here in the night. They come in. I know, right? He's like, dude, I know what I want. He made that real easy and very clear to me. They'll come over here, and there's the grass that the water washes up, and they hide underneath it. And at nighttime, they'll come out from underneath here. We've done this before where Buddy's like, dude, that grass mound over there is moving. And out comes the horseshoe crab. And he thinks it's fascinating. He hasn't tried to bite him or anything. He just thought they were kind of cool. So tonight, that was my evening want to share, because I felt really strongly to reflect upon what the post was earlier that I had put up there with my picture from Skiathos, Greece. That was actually 2015, over 3 years ago, when I did that trip, and it was my girlfriend's wedding, and it was very beautiful. I'm very drawn to Greece. I'm very much drawn and have lived in Italy and Portugal now. And for those of you who are in the Clearwater area, I would love to meet you and greet you in my Mindfulness in the Moment workshop on the 13th of October from 1:30 to 3:30. Come join me at Yoga Village. It's a Saturday afternoon. It's going to be super rad. I might have a special little chocolate treat for you, because we're going to bring up the senses. We're going to go work through those 10 bodies, and we're going to work on being fully present with a crystal clear focus on this moment. On another note, also maybe if you're interested, I'm going to be holding a retreat in Italy in the next year. So if Italy is calling you, io posso portarti con me, con viaggio in Toscana, nella bella paese mia, dove voglio tornare per avere sveglia estatica. Allora, ok, enough Italian. Buonasera, parla con me, stasera siamo qui vicino all'acqua, il mare qui dietro di me. Can you see that sunset? Okay, so I'm going to try to take this Guaramuche. Oh, you're so cute, Anna. You're trying to, that's Tom's thing, right? All right, so the way I have this, I'm going to bring the phone down. This sunset is crimson with the purple periwinkle above it. Absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love the sunsets here in Florida. It's one of the reasons I am a Floridian. First things first, I'm going to do this easier than it looks. So, before I do anything, I'll put this back in because it is really noisy. So probably you can hear the traffic now. All right, so we got Buddy. You know Buddy's over here. And then we have the beautiful sunset. I love you all. I hope you have an amazing, fabulous Friday. Get outside, take a walk, check out nature. Be appreciative in the moment, because the moment is all you have. This moment, and then it's already gone. That's what mindfulness in the moment is all about. When you're present in the moment, and it will just keep creating more momentum. And the more you're able to be present in the moment, the more you're going to manifest more of what you want. Gratitude, baby. Gratitude. I love you. Keep it raw, stay rad. What?